company with a purpose. Can you imagine that you would ever work for a company that has no purpose? Most companies are like that, unfortunately. That you sit in your car or your bicycle, you go home, and you thought this was a great day again for useless business. 70% of all the people on the planet, well, let's take to Maastricht. All the people in Maastricht who work don't like their jobs. Can you imagine that? What a happy planet we have. Hits the fan. When the shit hits the fan, it happened to else. The shit hit the fan. And when the shit, and you see the shit behind me. And the shit behind me is what we call externalities. And externalities are shitty things that happen and that you all have to pay for. Congratulations.
Net zero by 2050, blah, blah, blah. Net zero, blah, blah, blah. Climate neutral, blah, blah, blah.
My message is that we'll be watching you.
The cost of doing nothing keeps rising. That's the real inflation that threatens all of us. And I keep wondering, when are we really going to accelerate the change that's needed to truly have a sustainable world for our children and for ourselves? We are all part of these pieces that have to come together in order to secure this future. And I do believe we are part of this puzzle, and we all need to do our part.
We cannot disagree with this statement. Let me please introduce to you Magdalena. Magdalena Pawlak-Hiradia is a well-known Polish-American sustainability executive. She is currently Vice President of Sustainability and Innovation Global Service Line at Bureau Veritas. She has dedicated her professional life to making a real impact through her work with companies around the globe to deliver their ESG commitments. Here in Warsaw, Magda has accepted the challenge of making a true assessment of what Abris means by calling itself an ESG transformation specialist. There is no time for blah blah blah, there is only a time for real action, so let's hear her view.
Abris is definitely the leader in ESG in the private equity market.
The Abris management team implemented several ESG tools to strengthen their value creation process. These include, to name the most important, the corporate governance model, a proprietary ESG scoring application enabling data gathering and multi-dimensional reporting, climate manifesto committing to carbon neutrality by 2025, a diversity, equity and inclusion policy, and an ESG exit path framework. These tools help them to deliver highly impactful value creation initiatives, while at the same time generating solid returns for investors and contributing to regenerative economy goals. But why make such a huge effort?
I think for Abris, ESG is as important as growth, as revenues, as EBITDA, as market share. We commit ourselves to transform local leaders into international champions, using obviously growth of value, but also ESG-focused culture, digital excellence and carbon neutrality. And that's really very dear to our heart. And I would like to believe that this is because we not only talk about it, we not only make claims, but we also deliver. And everything that we do, we try to measure. So we are able to prove that all the claims we make have deliverables in our actions.
It definitely shows on the market.
Thank you.
So what results have been produced so far? Let's find out.
Monika, you have been on an amazing journey, challenging on ESG. Tell me a little bit more about how you've delivered on ESG.
We have created a complex ESG system, leading our portfolio companies to a cultural change and transformation of their operating models. There are three fundamental parts of that system which answer the questions who, what, and how. The first is the governance, with the ESG KPIs integrated together with the goals. The second is the detailed strategy with recently added climate commitments. And third, it's the broad scope of processes, procedures, and tools we created to deliver the strategy. At the end, everything gets tracked, measured, and reported. As simple as that?
Simple.
Magda, thank you for sharing your views on the Abris ESG transformation practice, which helps the Abris team to build regional carbon-neutral sustainability champions. ESG is the foundation of Abris's value creation proposition.